This is an instructional video to show you how to set up your interactive notebook for your science classroom. Materials that you're going to need are a composition journal. You'll need a marker and either a pen or pencil, a bottle of glue or a glue stick, and some handouts that your teacher will be sending home with you. Remember, you're going to set your notebook up at home and then bring it to school to begin using for your science class. Now, to start working on your interactive notebook, we're going to start with our name on the cover. I'm going to use my son's name. First and last name is important. So I'm going to write his name, Adam Lehman, and then the class period that you have science. So let's say, example, he has science third period. I would put period 3, or you can write third period. That's for the marker. Now, on the inside of the notebook, we're going to glue a couple of items down. On the inside cover, right behind your name, we're going to glue down the Northside Middle School Science Safety Contract. It'll be on a colored handout that your teacher will pass out to you. This is going to go right here on the inside cover. So, for gluing down our papers, we are going to use the 5-dot glue rule. And that means we're going to do 5 small dots, and that should be sufficient enough to glue your papers down. If you put more than that, you're going to have a big mess and you're wasting glue. Okay. Now, at any point during the video you need to pause to complete the task, you may do so. So that goes on the inside cover. On the back of your back inside cover, we're going to glue down another handout, and this is your periodic table, which we'll reference throughout the school year. And again, this will be on a colored piece of paper, and you're going to use the 5-dot glue rule. So I'm going to do 5 dots. If you have a glue stick, same thing, 5 dots is sufficient. Glue that down. Now, you will be using your interactive notebook for a number of things, including your notes that you'll be completing at home as well. So your notebook is going to be a very important tool for your science class. Okay, going back to the beginning of your notebook, we need to set up what we call a table of contents. So, with your pen or pencil, we're going to title the very first piece of paper, Table of Contents. And I'll zoom in so you can see what this is going to look like. Whenever we put something in our EN, whether it be notes, a foldable, a handout, we're going to add it to our table of contents. And the way you'll do this is you'll write the assignment, the title, and then the page number. Okay, so we're going to come back to that in just a minute. I'm going to zoom out for a minute. Behind this piece of paper, if you'll turn one sheet, we're also going to use the back of this table of contents. Okay, next piece of paper, we're going to title this also, second piece of paper, table of contents. Okay, behind that paper, so this is the 4th time we're writing this down, this will also be our table of contents. And we're going to do this for one more page, front and back. Table of contents. Again, if you need to pause the video to fill this out, go ahead and do so, and then you can resume play. Okay, so So we have 3 pieces of paper, front and back, that we're using for table of contents. Now, that means this 4th piece of paper is going to be our first page that we're going to write on. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead and number our pages. So this is going to be page 1. I'm going to do it on the bottom right-hand corner. Turn the page, and be careful that you only turn the 1 piece of paper. Behind that is going to be page 2. Across from that is page 3. Behind that is going to be page 4. Next page 5. Behind that is page 6. And I think you get the idea. So you're going to fill out the page numbers for your entire interactive notebook. Okay, so you can pause the video if you need to, or you can come back to that task, but we want to number all of our pages before we come to class. Okay, front and back, all the way till the end. Alright, let's go back to the beginning. We said we have our table of contents. The very first thing we're going to put in our interactive notebook are the VEL expectations. Okay, so our first assignment, I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Our first assignment, number 1, is VEL expectations, and your teacher will be going over this with you, and you'll probably get this information in every one of your classes. But the VEL expectations, you're going to be responsible for writing on the very first page of your EN. So over here, we're going to put our page numbers. So if I look at your table of contents, I see on page 1 we have our VEL expectations. I should be able to go to page 1 in your EN, okay, and find your table, or through your table of contents, I'm sorry, go to page 1 and find your VEL expectations. So when we put items in our EN, whether it be notes, handouts, foldables, we're always going to give it a title. So on this page 1, remember, page 1, we're going to title this VEL expectations. And again, these are expectations across campus. These are things that you're expected to do within your classes. And we're going to go ahead and write these out. So what I'm going to do is give you a copy on screen so that you can go ahead and pause and begin writing. And you can do it across, you can do it up and down, as long as you have all 4 of the expectations. Try to keep this on 1 page only, page 1. So you may have, some of you who write really large may need to write a little bit smaller. Okay? Now, make sure you listen to your teacher. You have a due date within to finish and turn in your EN, and then we'll begin working on this in class. It is a very important tool for science, so we want to make sure that we're taking good care of it and we keep it updated. And your teacher can go over further instructions on filling out your EN and some other information.